Okay, well, hello, everybody. And as we know, we are taking our New Year's resolutions. We are finding ways to become just 1% better every day, helping you guys identify the areas of your life that you'd like to have some improvement. And we're inviting in some awesome professionals to help us steer in that direction. So I have Shelsey Jarvis here. She's actually a friend, an old friend of mine's sister. So getting her on this camera just gives me all these happy memory vibes. And I am very thankful that she's here to give us some information on what she does and how she can help you.
I'm so happy to be here. This is so fun.
Awesome.
Back on Lowell Street vibes.
Mm-hmm. So again, I'm on my own journey. And so I am at the point now where it's like, okay, I know what it is I need to do. And I personally feel like sometimes we have to set the ego aside and get a little guidance, invest some money in ourselves. And I'd love for you to, tell our audience what it is that you can do to help them and like what kind of category you fit yourself into.
Well, it's funny that that you asked that question because I've recently expanded the box that I had put myself into. I've been in business. I've been coaching since 2016. In 2019, so December 1st, 2019, I officially launched my current company called Magnetic Femininity. And it started out as a relationship coaching business because the funny thing is in August 2019, I separated from my husband. And all of a sudden, everybody wanted my advice on relationships. And I was like, I'm divorcing, right? And but the thing is they saw that I was walking through that really powerfully. They saw that this wasn't coming from a place of I give up and this is crap and he's a terrible person. Like it wasn't coming from that place. It was coming from a very empowered place of I appreciate this human so much. And I'm sad that all of this is happening. And I also know that it's not right anymore. And I'm going to set us both free.
Yes.
And I happened to be doing 365 days of Facebook Lives at that time. And so there were people who watched me walk through that every single day as I showed up and hit the go live button and shared what was happening, shared the wisdom that I was gaining as I was gaining it. And so Magnetic Femininity started out as a relationship coaching thing because I had learned a lot about relationships over the previous years of making changes to improve our marriage, which a lot of it did actually work in a really positive way. So then I've realized I actually asked my Magnetic Femininity Facebook group a week or two ago, what is it you're getting from me? Like, what do you believe I stand for? If you, based on what you see in me and the way I show up, what do you think I stand for? And I was expecting relationships that get better and better over time, great communication, things like that. And the responses that I got were all so much bigger than that. There were self-love, integrity, leadership, being in your feminine power, like all of these things that are just relationships can be part of that, but they're so much bigger than relationships. So I said, you know what, I'm going to stop pretending that Magnetic Femininity is just about relationships. It's not. I've never focused on the relationship itself. The focus has always been the woman. The focus has always been her power, her ability to lead herself through difficult situations, her ability to feel all of the things and communicate effectively. And like, it's always been about the woman. I don't even work with couples. So lately I have been redefining and opening up that box to say, you know what? Relationships are a beautiful part and a beautiful expression of femininity, but that's just one aspect. That's one thing that you will get out of expressing who you are as a woman. That's one benefit out of many.
That's awesome. It's really kind of funny that you said the whole like walking out of the relationship with this power and awesome vibe. Because I guess when I started my journey, it was when I walked away from a 10-year relationship myself, where I had this perfect little person that I had to now share. And that's when I started the whole thing. And actually, when my eyes came back to you last year, I think it was your last post. It was like, I have done Facebook Lives for the last year, every single day. That was the first one. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I know this girl. Anyway, I was just kind of watching you a little bit here and there, and your post from last week, I just felt called to connect with you. So I'm really, really glad that you're here to share this message. And I'm really happy that you mentioned the word self-love, because that is, in my perspective, in all the different trainings and things that I've done, you can follow a list of to-dos. You can have all of these things that you need to do in order to be successful in whatever that is, business, personal, anything. It boils down to like how you feel about yourself. And if you don't take the time to have that self-compassion, love, care, like all of those things, then I don't think that you can fully be successful. So like the moment a woman or any person takes that time and says, and then owns it and says, I am going to put me first. It has to happen.
Absolutely.
So can you explain a little bit about the masculine and feminine energies, and like, do we all, like male or female, possess both of these energies?
Yeah, every human on the planet possesses a mix of both energies. And it's not that all women are dominantly feminine energy and all men are dominantly masculine energy. For me, in my business, I speak to feminine energied women, and which includes trans women. Like, it's trans women are women to me. So it's, I lived in the village in Montreal for years, and some of those women there that were trans, they were more feminine than any cis woman that I've ever seen. Like, they're just radiant, and like their vibe, like they were just so powerful in their femininity. So when I say women, I include all women. And so I speak to feminine women in my business, but we are all a mix of both. And actually, something that I have been really focused on in my own life these last 2 years is integrating my own masculine energy in a really powerful way. So to speak to what I mean, first of all, your feminine energy is the emotion, it's the softness, it's the experience, it's the sensuality, it's the being present in the moment. That's your feminine energy. With men too, that's their feminine energy. And our masculine energy is our initiative, it's our direction, it's our taking action, it's the planning and the leading yourself to act on your own behalf, even when you don't feel like it. Mm-hmm. Okay. To do what's good for you, even when you don't feel like. Self-care isn't always what you're jumping up and down for joy to do. It's not, you're not always going to be jumping for joy to go work out or to have the salad, or like, you're not 100%. You're not always going to be like,
it's like, yay! A chore.
But it's doing what's good for you, even in the moments when you don't feel like it. So I speak a lot in my business about the relationship with your inner masculine and feminine energy. And I compare that with a relationship with another human, because these are the terms that I find it's easiest to conceptualize where we're actually letting ourselves down in a really heartbreaking way. So when, there's a lot of women, especially in the personal care or the personal development space, who think that I do self-care, I do all these things, and, I'm still not happy, still feeling exhausted, still feeling depleted. And like, I do work out, I do eat healthy, I do those things. And yet I'm still miserable. I don't feel like I don't have a good relationship with my body. I don't have a good relationship with the people in my life. My business isn't working. My career isn't working the way that I want it to. Nothing's really working. And when I start to really explore their relationship with how they relate to their emotions, when sadness comes, who are you with yourself when sadness comes up? Do you overwrite that sadness with, no, I'm positive, and I'm a happy person. I don't want to feel sad, so I'm going to be happy. if you're in a relationship with another human and you go to your man, let's say you go to your man and you say like, baby, I'm having a day. I feel sad. I don't even know why. And your man says, no, be positive. Be happy. No, like, don't feel that. But this is what we do to ourselves all the time. We try to overwrite, we try to fix the feelings. We put a cap on it. And, we try to fix a feminine energy thing with a masculine energy solution. Fix it. Don't feel that. No. Or we do the opposite and we cling to that feeling because I know I get to feel sad. I'm allowed to be angry. Like we cling to feelings that don't serve us for longer than it serves us to do. And this would be like, you let yourself feel the sadness. You're on the couch, you're having a tea. You're like, you know what? I'm just having one of those days where I'm going to relax. I'm going to witness myself. And then at some point you'll move through it. You'll be ready for something else. And this would be like your partner being like, no, you didn't. No, you need, but remember why you were sad? Are you just you done with the sadness? And we cling to these feelings from self-righteousness because we're allowed to. We're allowed to be mad at that person. We're allowed to stay mad at them and we cling to it. And so we don't have a really flowing, healthy relationship with our emotions. We're either shutting them out completely or we're clinging to them for reasons that don't actually serve us. So we don't have really healthy, integrated feminine energy where we can just say, I feel this right now. And then when we're done feeling it, we're done feeling it. We let it move through us and then it's done. And we just allow emotions to be an ebb and flow, and it doesn't impact who we are as people. It doesn't impact the results that we'll get in our life. You can be sad and have incredible results in your life, but just allowing it to move through you. And when you do that, sorry, I have an alarm set every day at 9:20 to remind me of something, but I already did it. So it's all good. When we have our healthy, integrated feminine energy, where we're able to just hold all of the emotions without needing to push them away or cling to them or anything, this creates a lot of space for our masculine energy within us to do what it needs to do. We are emotional beings. We act on emotions. Even the people who are really good at rationalizing their actions and say, like, when you buy something and it's the emotion that's causing you to buy it, but then your logic comes in, well, I can rationalize it by saying, I'm going to earn this return on investment. I'm going to be able to do, like, you have all these reasons why you can rationalize it. That's not really what's driving you to buy it. You buy it because there's an emotion that's compelling you to. 100%. So when you have mastery of your emotions, all of a sudden you will have mastery over your actions, because now you don't have all of these emotions that you're suppressing or clinging to that are driving your actions. Now your actions are simply your healthy, integrated masculine doing what's in your best interest, which will also include doing what's in the best interest of your kids or your job or whatever. Like, that's also in your best interest. You'll just be free to do the things that you got to do. You're not going to have all of these quote unquote irrational emotional responses driving your actions or keeping you paralyzed from taking actions. You are just free to do what you got to do.
That's awesome. So another way of like framing it would be like to really help people with their emotional intelligence, like being able to sit, feel it, allow it to be, but keep on trekking. What does your programs look like? Like, typically, how long would they last for? Are they like online? Is it coaching once a week, or do you have different kinds of programs that you offer?
Yeah. So by the time this actually like goes public, that I will have fully announced this. I haven't actually announced it at the time of recording. So you're good. little exclusive here. So
Okay.
I'm actually changing the structure of my program because the way that it has been set up for the last little while, the last year and a half, is I have this big library of content of classes and courses that people sign up for the year. They have access to all of it. There's a private Facebook group. They can come in and ask questions and get support and celebrate and all the things, but it's largely been self-led. And what I realized I felt was missing in kind of reviewing what's working, what's not working towards the end of the year here in 2021, I realized that I want a more common shared experience in this program where we all are walking on our different individual paths in life, but there's a shared thread where we're coming together as a community to walk through things. So the way that I am going to be running it was called the Magnetic Feminine Woman Academy. Now it's going to be called the Portal, the Magnetic Feminine Woman Portal.
Very nice.
And yeah, it's a year-long program that it's live programs every month. And the first one is actually in January called Magnetic, and it is my self-love program, the self-love program.
Okay.
But there's different programs every month. There's programs on dating in your power, being in really like intimate, connected, long-term relationships, communication, feminine attraction, manifestation, money, the dynamics of masculine, feminine. Like there's so many programs, most of which I've already created, but I'm reworking and making them even better with the additional wisdom I've been gaining. But that's what I love about running live programs, is that they do get better every single time you run them, with your life experience that builds on itself. So people can join individual programs if they want, but honestly, for someone who's like, no, I just want to be a better human and I want to run with you for a year. I love the way you teach. I love the way it feels to learn from you. Just come with me for a year.
So what happens though, if they say, don't come across this information till March, or do you have like different payment plans, or does it follow through to the next year?
Yeah, the year starts from whenever you join.
Okay.
I'm in this, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be leading this. So whenever someone is ready, they can join.
That's awesome. So something I just want to circle back to is how you mentioned that, over your time and experience and more wisdom, you have, reshaped and reframed how you're doing things. And I want our audience to see the same thing in themselves. So as they start to get more wisdom, experience, and living the lifestyle that they want for themselves, they're going to reshape so much stuff and they're going to feel so much joy. So I do appreciate you telling us all of this. It sounds awesome. And if you want to let us know here on the live what your Instagram, all your handles are, how they get a hold of you, I can add them into the other comments in the other places, but just so that it's here if they're taking notes.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I do have an Instagram account. However, I don't use it because I hate Instagram. Unpopular opinion, I just can't get on board with the platform. And I just don't enjoy it. So right now you can find me on Facebook, either my profile, you can send me a friend request, or the Magnetic Femininity Facebook group is probably the best place. Okay. That said, I will also be launching a podcast as well.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm so, and again, I haven't announced that publicly at the time of recording this, so
okay, I feel privileged.
But yeah, I am going to be launching a podcast. So that's like the Magnetic Femininity group. You're going to have all the updates. You're going to know exactly what's going on. So if hearing all of this feels really good to you and you want to know more, that's going to be the best place to find me.
Okay, awesome. So I hope that this has resonated with some of you, or at least opened your eyes to something that may even happen in the future. But thank you so very much. I'm going to let this go. I'm trying to keep everything really short and sweet so everybody can digest the information and not take up too much time. So I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you for watching, and we will be in touch tomorrow.
Thank you so much for watching.